Your mind also doesn't go anywhere. It is here, thinking about something. Does it go somewhere? Your mind doesn't go anywhere. It is here and thinking about something else, but still it is here, isn't it? Neither your body goes somewhere, nor your mind goes somewhere, nor you go somewhere. They're always one composite whole. If you want to do anything, you have to do something that works for all of them. You can't handle this separately, that one separately and this one separately. They're always together, isn't it? Your mind doesn't go anywhere. Did you lose it? It is just that you're being deceived by the imagination of your mind. It is sitting here and imagining something. It is not going anywhere. But you are so identified and lost that you think the mind is going somewhere. Mind doesn't travel anywhere, it's very much here, isn't it? You need to understand this. Why your mind is going on with uncontrollable, endless thought is, you're identified with things that you're not. The moment you get identified with something that you are not, then mind is non-stop activity. You're identified with too many things and you're trying to stop your mind. I'm telling you, if you try for 1,000,000 years, it's not going to happen. If you take away your wrong identifications, then you will see this moment, mind will be just like a mirror, not saying anything, just reflecting everything. That's how mind should be. Your mind as a mechanism works best only when there is clarity in it, isn't it? Your mind is not here to think up all kinds of fancy things. That's a distraction in life. Your mind is here to give you clarity and penetration into life. But right now, mind is just a huge ball of confusion simply because you got identified with so many things that you're not. And now you're trying to hold it back. There is no way to hold it back. You ate very bad food, now there's gas in the stomach. You can't hold it. You eaten bad food, the consequence is there. You got wrongly identified with too many things. Now this is going on endlessly, you cannot stop it. It doesn't matter what you do. You think of God, God himself will go to take you to many places. Now you're sitting here and you're trying to meditate, but you're thinking of your bar or restaurant or friend or cinema or something. Now people told you, think about God, everything will be okay. If you think about Rama or Krishna, then you will find you will go to cinema with Rama. That's the nature of the mind. Rama himself will take you to the bar, Rama himself will take you to the restaurant. You can't stop it, because you gotten yourself identified with things that you're not. No way to stop it. So what's being done here is not about controlling your mind, to bring an awareness as to what you're not. Right now, to start with, the most fundamental identity is your body. You're identified with your body, the clothes that you wear, your hairstyle, your goatee also, aren't you? Very much identified, isn't it? Your wife, your children, your family, your education, your religion, endless number of identifications. With all these identities, you want a quiet mind? There's no such thing. That's why we gave you a simple device called Shunya, where you create a little distance from the mind. Once distance happens, even if it's a noisy mind, still it doesn't matter. Disengaging from the mind. Once you're disengaged from the mind, you're disengaged from all identity, because it's the mind which manufactures identifications, isn't it? So, don't think up all kinds of things. Just employ the device, things will happen. Things that you have not imagined will happen.
Simple ways to stop overthinking. 1. Awareness is the beginning of change. Before you can begin to address or cope with your habit of overthinking, you need to learn to be aware of it when it's happening. Anytime you find yourself doubting or feeling stressed or anxious, step back and look at the situation and how you're responding. In that moment of awareness is the seed of the change you want to make. 2. Don't think of what can go wrong, but what can go right. In many cases, overthinking is caused by a single emo: fear, When you focus on all the negative things that might happen, it's easy to become paralyzed. Next time you sense that you're starting to spiral in that direction, stop. Visualize all the things that can go right and keep those thoughts present and upfront. 3. Distract yourself into happiness. Sometimes it's helpful to have a way to distract yourself with happy, positive, healthy alternatives, things like meditation, dancing, exercise, learning an instrument, knitting, drawing, and painting can distance you from the issues enough to shut down the over-analysis. Fuel. Put things into perspective. It's always easy to make things bigger and more negative than they need to be. The next time you catch yourself making a mountain out of a molehill, ask yourself how much it will matter in 5 years. For that matter, next month, just this simple question, changing up the time frame, can help shut down overthinking. 5. Stop waiting for perfection. This is a big one. For all of us who are waiting for perfection, we can stop waiting right now. Being ambitious is great, but aiming for perfection is unrealistic, impractical, and debilitating. The moment you start thinking, this needs to be perfect, is the moment you need to remind yourself. Waiting for perfect is never as smart as making progress. 6. Change your view of fear. Whether you're afraid because you failed in the past, or you're fearful of trying or overgeneralizing some other failure, remember that just because things did not work out before does not mean that has to be the outcome every time. Remember, every opportunity is a new beginning, a place to start again. 7. Put a timer to work. Give yourself a boundary. Set a timer for 5 minutes and give yourself that time to think, worry, and analyze. Once the timer goes off, spend 10 minutes with a pen and paper, writing down all the things that are worrying you, stressing you, or giving you anxiety. Let it rip. When the 10 minutes is up, throw the paper out and move on, preferably to something great. Realize you can't predict the future. No one can predict the future. All we have is now. If you spend the present moment worrying about the future, you are robbing yourself of your time now. Spending time on the future is simply not productive. Spend that time instead on things that give you joy. 9. Accept your best. The fear that grounds overthinking is often based in feeling that you aren't good enough, not smart enough, or hardworking enough, or dedicated enough. Once you've given an effort your best, accept it as such and know that. While success may depend in part on some things you can't control, you've done what you could do. 10. Be grateful. You can't have a regretful thought and a grateful thought at the same time. So why not spend the time positively? Every morning and every evening, make a list of what you are grateful for. Get a gratitude buddy and exchange list so you have a witness to the good things that are around you. Overthinking is something that can happen to anyone. But if you have a great system for dealing with it, you can at least ward off some of the negative, anxious, stressful thinking and turn it into something useful, productive, and effective.